Hello there, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of the Train Crash podcast. I'm here with my fellow host, Luke Noble.
Hello.
A bit of an awkward start. But if you don't know, this has been spawned from an Instagram live stream that we host on actually both of our Instagram pages. Links to them will be in the description. But yeah, we thought the live streams went down very well. Mainly because we've kind of got counter views to what a lot of people in the hobby have on a lot of issues, I think. And also, I think because both of us are relatively young modelers, we're both under 20, I think we kind of cut a different sort of grain to what a lot of other modelers do. But we thought it'd be worth just trialing it as a podcast format, a little bit more formal than the Instagram live streams. And yeah, hopefully something we can kind of build out a little bit, something that you can kind of listen to while you are doing some modelling as well. So if you'd like to introduce yourself, Luke.
Hello, so I'm Luke. I've been modelling for about 5 years now, seriously for about 4 years, and you can find me on Instagram at Luke's Micro Layouts or on YouTube at Luke Noble. You'll obviously be seeing my stuff on the screen right now. And yeah, I really want to bring a fresh view to the hobby. I think the Rowley media is just so dominated by kind of older people. And I think the young generation are often drowned out, or we don't get a voice, and we do obviously have a lot of opinions. And so I think this podcast really creates a fantastic platform for us to be able to kind of have our say in the hobby and just kind of share our own views on different topics and stuff like that as we go along.
So yeah, I'm fully on board with that. I think this is a perfect opportunity for us to, not only just us two, but hopefully get some other guests in eventually, and just really discuss the hobby, relevant things for the time, and just different parts of the hobby that we're finding interesting, our own projects that we've mentioned on here, I should imagine a fair bit. But yeah, I'm obviously Oliver Rowley. I've been modelling for about 4 years, somewhat seriously for about 3. My major inspirations is growing up in the Midlands. We've got a lot of old collieries about with such rich history, and pair that with kind of what the availability of videos from the like of Gandhi Dancer Productions about collieries. It's kind of a natural that I would eventually go down the route of modelling collieries. So that's what I do. I've got 2 colliery model railways set up at the moment, or at least in the stages of being set up. So I've got Heapton Colliery Wagon Works and Heapton Colliery Stays. Layout updates for those both available on my channel. Both of our channels will be linked in the description as well. Speaking of which, mine is Oliver Rowley. On Instagram, I'm Heapton Colliery. And yeah, I did think that this is a perfect thing for people to listen to while they're modelling. It's something that I do when I'm modelling. I do normally put on a podcast. And I think it's a perfect opportunity for another model railway one to come about.
Yeah, and I think something that we want to do is we want to be really viewer orientated. So you've got any suggestions for podcasts? We'll obviously be listing some of our own ideas later on. But we want this to be really engaging for you. We want it to work for you. We just really want it to be a great resource for modelers to have in the hobby. I just said that my main interest and inspiration is Scotland in the 50s and 60s, especially distilleries. I love the combination of rural branch line and Scottish scenery and the industrial kind of ideas and themes that you have in distilleries. For me, that's really fascinating, that contrast, and it's just so scenic and beautiful and different to model. So as you might have guessed, I have got a distillery layout, a distillery yard, that you can find on my channel. I've also got another layout, Finlaric Holt, which is not on my channel yet because my upload schedule is non-existent. So yeah, so I should be doing a video of that sometime in the future. And then my third layout is Quantum Colliery Sheds. That's been a rare modeler. It's on the exhibition circuit. I should say that all my layouts are on the exhibition circuit as well, and they're all micro layouts. But Quantum Colliery Sheds is, as you could have guessed, a colliery, and that really sparked my interest in industrial modelling. It's something that we both share, and I really enjoy modelling. And yeah.
Yeah, I think, as you mentioned a couple of things that obviously I think will be the core principles of this podcast. Obviously, viewer-based, we do have an Instagram page specifically for this. It's called the Train Crash Pod. It will be linked in the description below. I appreciate there's going to be a lot of links, but they'll all be labelled. So yeah, if you have any topics or things you'd want to hear us discuss or talk about, drop us a message on there, and we'll try and incorporate it into a podcast at some point. Because obviously we want to make this obviously fun to listen to, but also make it something that you can learn from as well. Because that's what we all are in modelling. We're all learning from each other, and I think YouTube's a great resource for that. Another thing, micro layouts. Obviously, both of us don't really have a lot of space. So both of our layouts are, well, all of our layouts are actually classed as micro layouts.
It's an addiction.
Pardon?
It's an addiction. You need to be careful with micro layouts. They're too easy to build too many of them. Yeah, I should let you go on.
Well, they're not too easy if you look at me. I mean, I've still not finished the Wagon Works. It will be finished at some point though. But anyway, yeah, an industrial as well. That's both that we've both got a keen interest in. As I previously mentioned, I model collieries, or one colliery rather. And yeah, I think that's another thing that makes this podcast, in theory, such a good idea. We do model different things. Hopefully we'll get some other people on who model different things as well. Maybe some more modern image people as well. Some people who model terminus stations, things like that. So it's just going to be a general discourse really about modelling. Whatever really takes a fancy, whatever really takes your fancy, if you do let us know via that Instagram page. Yeah. You can tell we haven't done this. We've actually done one podcast before. It went up on Luke's channel, but we decided to create a separate YouTube channel for this. Mainly because we want it to be separate to our own YouTube identities. It's something that we kind of work on jointly, and something that won't affect our own upload schedules, because I don't have an upload schedule. Neither will the podcast channel.
Yeah.
But I do think that obviously having it separate to our own YouTube channels means that we can just experiment with it a little bit more, get some other people on and stuff, things that we can build on really.
Yeah, we want to keep it casual and realistic as well. We don't want to make it too scripted or kind of too clinical in our opinions. We're both going to be very honest in this podcast. I think that's something that'll separate us from others, is that we're going to be quite not like brutally honest, but we're going to express our opinions on a range of different topics, and I think that'll just set us apart from other people that might rehearse a lot, and we're just doing it for a bit of a laugh as well. At the end of the day, the hobby is all down to enjoyment, and yeah, we just want this to kind of be an extension of what we're currently doing on our channels as well. Because can be quite stretched for times, just sitting down and working on a podcast together can be a lot easier than maybe making a different video for our YouTube channels and stuff like that. And it just ties in really nicely with Instagram. And this channel is an experiment. There's going to be videos that are probably going to go wrong, and videos that are going to go really well and stuff like that. So we're just trying to work stuff out at the beginning. So just bear with us as we get stuff sorted, and we kind of maybe get into a schedule probably won't do, but we just kind of work our way around doing a more podcast format. As Oliver said, we have done one podcast together before. That's on my channel, so feel free to go check that out. It's not doing great on views for now, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, this channel is an experiment, so we're just excited to see where this can take us. It's a new kind of step forward for both of us. And it should be a good laugh. It should be good fun. I would just say that we are hopefully looking forward to running some sort of competition in the summer, if we're still around, which we probably will be, because we've got no lives.
Speak for yourself.
All right. Just because you live like the hard uni life.
Solid I am.
Absolutely rock solid fun.
That's why we're not on a podcast about model trains.
Yeah, we're getting sidetracked. This is what happens when we try to do podcasts or do lives, anything like that. We just get sidetracked. I've lost my train of thought now. But as I was saying, we're going to look at running some sort of competition in summer. So if you're interested in that, got any ideas, got any suggestions for future podcasts, or drop them down in the comment section below. We will always try our best to reply to comments, very quickly. That's something I certainly try for my channel. I know you try for your channel as well. And the comments just really, it just helps us, interact with our viewer base more. So we're still open to suggestions for the competition that we're running. It will be a pretty open competition, so it's not dependent on modelling skills, money, budget, space, time, resources, tools. It'll just be open for everyone, really. So yeah.
So that competition, we've got some ideas for it, but the general consensus is it's going to be something that'll take up very little space and very little time, and hopefully very little money. So it'll be something that a lot of people can get involved with. But that's probably further summer sort of time when we've kind of found our feet with this. Because as Luke said, this is a completely different angle to anything we've really done before on a serious level. Part of the reason why the live stream is something we both enjoy so much, and the reason why we even discussed bring it into somewhat of a YouTube format, is because we did enjoy the fact it was just kind of us talking about modelling for a bit and just having a laugh along the way. And I think that's important sometimes in the hobby, is just kind of have a bit of a laugh to it. We'll maybe have some more serious discourse going on at some point, but I think on the most part it's going to be pretty relaxed. We'll be taking on obviously your suggestions, ideas. So if there's any modelling questions you want answering, you can let us know. Again, by that Instagram page. Hopefully all these sort of things will become second nature when we build a viewership up. Obviously, this being our first podcast on this channel, it does mean that we're a little bit in the dark, really. We're carrying through things that have worked in the Instagram live streams. Obviously, going live is a little bit different to doing a podcast. This is a little bit more serious. It's not completely serious because obviously everyone uses modelling to unwind, and if you aren't using it to unwind, well, if you are using it to unwind, you need something equally that's going to help you unwind while you're listening to it as well.
Yeah, I think there's a reason why we called the live streams and now the podcast Train Crash.
Correction, we didn't call it. Someone suggested it to us.
Yeah, someone suggested it to us, but we liked it, so we've stuck with it. So if you're wondering why things are going wrong and why we might send out to the podcast, it's because the clue's in the name. It might go a little bit wrong every now and again, cough cough every podcast, but that doesn't matter. There's definitely more chaos on the live stream than in the podcast, which we're trying to keep a little bit more formal, a little bit less chaotic and a little bit less sidetracked, because we get talking about all random stuff on the live stream. So something we may look into is YouTube live streaming as well, but that'll obviously be something to wait for. Stuff like that. So
yeah, the YouTube live stream might be something that we do. Well, we will look into it, but I don't think it'll be for a little while anyway, because the podcast needs to build its own identity, separate from our two channels. I'm nowhere near a big channel, but I'm looking forward to getting involved in something like this that could possibly become big in the model railway scene anyway. But even if it doesn't, I think it's always good to talk about the hobby, and this is an excuse for us to rattle on about the hobby for a couple. Well,
yeah. So as we kind of begin to wrap up now, I'd just like to say we always joke about this, but I thought why not say it? If you would like to sponsor us, then please let us know via the Instagram page. This is something we always joke about. So if you would like to sponsor us, then we would of course love to be sponsored. As you can tell, this is not me being that serious, but why not?
Sure. I mean, it depends. Are you thinking model railway related or anything in general?
I'd like to be sponsored by NordVPN.
Oh, yeah.
So like every other YouTuber ever.
Yeah. Oh no, can we have Lord's Mobile? So we can do a 30-second advert at the start of every single video.
That'd be pretty good. I mean, they get paid a fair bit, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That'd be good for our modelling budgets.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's another thing that does make us a little bit different, is that both of us are not modelling on great budgets. But I think it's interesting to see what we spend our modelling budgets on.
That'd be a good thing to do, like a video breakdown on podcast.
Our spending habits.
I don't think we should do our total spending habits. I think we should do our modelling spending habits. If we just looked at what we spend on, maybe that'd be interesting. If we looked at like how, well, obviously be approximations and estimates about how much we might spend on rolling stock, on electrics, on scenery, on like baseboards and trestles and stuff like that.
That'd be an interesting one. That one. Again, something that not a lot of people discuss really.
Yeah. What are the
topics? Not
topics?
at great length, anyway.
What other topics have we got written down then to discuss?
So
just to give you an idea of what could come.
So on the Instagram, we did have I did put out some questions earlier, ask what people would like. So Michael layouts that inspire us. So we've both got quite a few that do inspire us. So we'll probably link that into one at some point. Criteria for what makes a good layout. That will vary from person to person, and will hopefully make a decent discussion between us on here and also with you guys in the comment section. The future of Hornby as a company, and the future of any of the manufacturers really as a company, I think that's particularly prevalent. Now we've had the 2022 release ranges, although I won't detail that. All I'm saying is one of them was rather disappointing, begins with. And 3D printing in the future of the how that can affect the future of the hobby, and what is doing the hobby now, which is something we both have experience with from 3D printing manufacturers, and I think it'd be something particularly interesting because we can compare it to the old kits and little things.
Fantastic, yeah. So we should bring this podcast to a close now, guys. I think we're just there for the 50-minute mark. It's about what it would be aiming. We don't want this to be a podcast that drag on. We just want it to be something short, something snappy, something that should be interesting, insightful, and hopefully helpful to your modelling. So thanks for watching, thanks for listening, thanks for supporting the channel and Instagram. Go check us out on our YouTube, our Instagrams, everything we linked on in the description.
In the description, don't worry. And we hope to see you all again relatively soon.
Thanks. See you next time.
Bye.